This video contains discussion of real-life violence and harm to children, which some viewers may find disturbing. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Out of nowhere, a speeding car runs a red light and slams into several other cars, triggering a fiery nightmare. 6 people are dead, including a pregnant woman and a baby. We want to warn you, the video of the crash is difficult to watch.
Watch, about 10 seconds after the light turned green on Slauson, the driver of a speeding Mercedes-Benz zooms through her red light on La Brea, an eruption of car parts and flames as the 5 cars involved finally stopped moving.
All I heard was a crash.
Several people ran through the intersection to help. CHP investigators say some of the victims were thrown from their cars. We spotted a child seat in the middle of Slauson Avenue. Veronica Esquivel says she tried to help the baby, but couldn't.
Straight out of swamp where the pain don't sleep, digging through the truth where the crime runs deep. From the bottom to the top, let the facts all spray. Welcome to the grind, this crime the Eway. The streets don't lie, they scream my name.
One single moment can change everything. On August 4th, 2022, at the intersection of Slauson Avenue and La Brea Avenue, 6 lives were lost in a horrific crash that shook an entire community. Today, we remember those victims, known as the Slauson Six, and we look at how this tragedy happened. The intersection of Slauson and La Brea sits in a busy part of LA County. On that afternoon, a black Mercedes-Benz barreled through a red light at what authorities estimate was nearly 100 miles per hour, in a zone posted at 35 miles per hour. The crash involved as many as 8 vehicles, several of them catching fire in a chain reaction impact. Among the dead were a young mother, her infant son, her unborn child, her partner, and 2 other women who happened to be in another vehicle. In one instant, families destroyed, lives ended. Investigators say the driver, a traveling nurse, entered the intersection at extreme speed and ran a solid red light. The force of the impact caused an immediate explosion, igniting several vehicles. She was later charged with 6 counts of murder and 5 counts of gross vehicular manslaughter. Questions remain about possible medical issues, mental health, and why the vehicle was moving so fast. Meanwhile, the intersection itself has drawn criticism from residents who say it's been dangerous for years, with street takeovers, high-speed passing, and poor traffic design.
Nowhere, a speeding car runs a red light and slams into several other cars, triggering a fiery nightmare. 6 people are dead, including a pregnant woman and a baby. We want to warn you, the video of the crash is difficult to watch. This tragic crash happened at the corner of Slauson and La Brea in Windsor Hills, and we have live team coverage on the ground and above the scene in Sky 9, beginning with Rick Montanez at the crash site. Rick?
And Pat, investigators just announced what they feared the most. They discovered another victim in the burned out wreckage. We'll show you the scene here more than 7 hours after this fiery crash. And you can see all of the work investigators still have before them. They are going through all of this wreckage. They say now the number of people dead by their count is at 6, which includes an unborn child. The driver of the speeding car that set off this chain reaction survived the crash. The CHP just told us a few minutes ago she's a 40-year-old woman, and officers are at the hospital right now talking with her, trying to figure out what happened. As Pat mentioned, a warning about the video of the crash. We're going to show it to you once here. It's difficult to watch, and it shows how quickly this all happened. Watch, about 10 seconds after the light turned green on Slauson, the driver of a speeding Mercedes-Benz zooms through her red light on La Brea, an eruption of car parts and flames as the 5 cars involved finally stopped moving.
All I heard was a crash, an explosion. It was just a big explosion, and the flames went over my whole car. The flames went over the car, and I thought my car was on fire.
Deborah Jackson was about to pump gas. You can see her gold SUV just behind the firefighters near the wreckage.
The flames went over I thought my whole car was on fire. Everybody was screaming, telling me to jump out. And I was trying to jump out. I was just scared.
Several people ran through the intersection to help. CHP investigators say some of the victims were thrown from their cars. We spotted a child seat in the middle of Slauson Avenue. Veronica Esquivel says she tried to help the baby, but couldn't.
And I saw things, metals and things flying in the air, so I kind of covered myself behind the pump.
A handful of ambulances responded to help 8 other people injured in the crash. The LA County Fire Department says 2 adults and 6 kids survived with minor injuries.
It was all burning. It was all burning. 2 cars were burning. And then there was another car over there, a Mercedes. And I think they rescued her.
Investigators tell me they did rescue the driver of the Mercedes, the woman who drove her car through the red light, causing the gruesome crash.
It happened so fast.
In an instant, so much destruction, heartbreak, and loss. And as we come back live to the scene, just a few moments ago, it appears one of the relatives showed up here at the scene. We could hear them crying, and now they are talking with investigators. Of course, the CHP and all the other crews out here have a lot to go through here. We know that 3 adults, that unborn child and an infant were killed. The age of the victim just discovered in the wreckage is not known yet. As for the injured, as far as those children go, minor injuries, we're told. Their ages range from 13 months to 15 years old. And at this point, we are still waiting for the victims in this crash who lost their lives. We're waiting for them to be identified. And CHP says they're also still trying to figure out what exactly caused this deadly chain reaction crash. Reporting live in Windsor Hills, Rick Montanez, KCAL 9 News.
Learning more about a former Houston nurse who's accused of killing 6 people in a fiery crash near Los Angeles.
Nicole Linton is being held without bail. Authorities say she had no drugs in her system, but the California Highway Patrol reports show she had at least 13 previous crashes, including one in 2020, totaling 2 cars.
Xavier Walton is following the case and has the new information tonight.
Len, Mia, late tonight we obtained these court documents right here from Los Angeles County, and they provide more insight about the Houston woman at the center of this horrific crash.
Counsel, does Ms. Linton, we're reading of
Nicole Linton, the traveling nurse from Houston, seen here in a Los Angeles County courtroom, is the woman behind the wheel of the black Mercedes with Texas plates, plowing through 2 cars and igniting a massive fireball. The chain reaction crash happened August 4th. But in court this week,
Your Honor, this time we are asking the court to continue the arraignment.
New details coming to light regarding Ms. Linton's mental health. The LA County DA's office filing a motion to hold the defendant without bail. This document disclosing Ms. Linton's history of mental health illness dating back to 2018. It says she had a number of prior incidents which appear to be increasing in severity, ranging from jumping on police cars to jumping out of apartment windows. The defense even indicating Ms. Linton has been subject to involuntary commitments on several occasions and has hurt herself more than once. But on that tragic August day, the LA County DA's office says it was Ms. Linton's recklessness that cost 6 people their lives, including an 8.5-month pregnant mom, her unborn baby, and her infant son.
We're asking the court to continually prepare that investigation and review the discovery and enter a legally appropriate plea at that time.
Nicole Linton is charged with 6 counts of murder and gross vehicular manslaughter. Her next court date is August 31st.
Let's take a moment to honor who was lost. Ashley Ryan, 23, 8 months pregnant. Her infant son, Alonzo, almost celebrating his first birthday. Reynold Lester, Ashley's partner and father of her unborn child. Her unborn baby named Armani. Nathesia Lewis, 43, and her close friend Lynette Noble, 38. 2 women simply driving through the intersection. The community refers to them as the Slauson 6. 6 lives, 6 futures. These weren't statistics. These were human beings with families, stories, and dreams.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Crime the Eway for more stories like these.